Hey guys, it's SS Lucifer here again. Today we're going to be doing a full tank review on the E-75, the Tier 9 German Heavy. It has arguably one of the best balance of Tier 9 heavy tanks that there is. As you can see, it is a very, very sexy tank. I do love this tank. This is the only German tank after I did a garage clean out that I actually kept. I do not plan on going down any of the other heavy lines other than the American for the T110E5, I believe it is. French is probably in the future too. IS7 maybe, but as far as Tier 9 heavies, this is the cream of the crop. Arguably, in my opinion and others' opinion. I've done a Facebook poll and they pretty much said, yeah, the E-75 is where it's at. The only part that you're not going to like is when we get into the Armour. The Armour is great. It's just one certain part of the Armour that's not so great. First, we'll start off with the modules. Okay, engine horsepower 870, power ratio 11 horsepower per ton, top forward speeds 30, top reverse speeds 15, fire chance is 20%. I did a video on this. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. It was the Nameless, where I was catching Germans on fire left and right. Always carry a fire extinguisher when you're running a German tank. Just, it's common knowledge. Okay, the gun, reload time, 10 seconds. Aiming time, 2.3, pretty standard up to tier 10. I mean, even, so, you know, no big deal there. Accuracy at 100 meters is 0.37. Germans have a reputation for having great accuracy. Max elevation is 15 degrees and the max depression of 8 degrees, making it a decent ridge warrior. Okay, traverse rotation speed, I call it traverse speed, 18 degrees a second. Not that bad, not that great. Okay, we're getting to the Armour later, so we don't need to deal with that. Signal range is 310 meters, which is your kind of a standard on a heavy tank. I personally don't use this tank to snipe. I brawl with it because, you know, Tiger 2 was an excellent brawler. It was also a great sniper. One of the best. Tiger 2 has the best gun accuracy in the game, I believe. Okay, your standard rounds have 240 to 400 damage. Penetration is 150 to 250 millimeters, and your velocity is 950 meters per second, which is not bad. Your ACPR damage is 240 to 400. Penetration steps up to a whopping 183 through 305 millimeters, and the shell velocity goes up to at 1,188 meters per second. Your high explosives take a step up in damage to 315 to 525, taking a step down in penetration as usual with every tank with high explosives, 45 through 75 millimeters, with the shell velocity being the same as the AP rounds of 950 meters per second, which there's nothing wrong with that. We all know HE rounds are meant to finish off opponents or lightly armored opponents, so there's no real big deal in that. Okay, going to the Armour now. Alright, we can see, let's go up here. Alright, 121 through 160 millimeters. Our cupola, nicely rounded. I mean, you can get through the cupola, especially with tier 10s. I mean, they'll pin you. The front plate right here is nicely sloped. The bottom plate is sloped as well, but trust me, the model doesn't do it justice. If you want to easily pin an E-75, hit that lower plate. I like the tank, but I gotta tell you how to destroy it too. And most of you already know, but it's good to hear it from other players. As you can see, we got an overall of 5 to 185. The mantlet is pretty well armored. You know, that's 161 through 190. The cheeks, well, what's left, a little bit of his cheeks are nicely sloped at 71 to 90 degrees. It does have a few parts that go up to 121 to 160, but no big deal. Okay, the side of the E-75. Not that hard to get through. I mean, hard enough, but not if you're top tier, sure, you'll put up with most that come at you. But if you hit it in the side of the turret it's butter. But pointing out the weak points of a tank are the best part of illustrating its strengths. So let's get to that. All right, the back 121 through 160, fading into 91 through 120. Back of every tank, other than the Japanese line, are weak. As you can see up top, if Artie gets on you, it's over with. And with your top speed of 30 miles per hour, you're not going to run away from Artie. I play Artie quite a bit on PC and on console, and I can tell you E-75s are a nice target to have. But most people that run the E-75 or Tier 9s at all, or Tier 10, some Tier 8 players, they have already got it down that they're not going to sit out in the open for you. They're not going to expose themselves out in the open, which is good because you die pretty quick. Okay, then we'll go to the supplies. We'll go to the actual shells. Okay, we've already named most of these off, and I always take 100% octane gasoline, which is 5,000 a game. Believe me, it's worth it. We'll get to the packages I've unlocked, and you'll see why I carry the 100% octane gasoline. Small repair kit. As you can see, I do not have a fire extinguisher on this just yet, but we're going to change that right now. Since I preached all that and still don't put a fire extinguisher on it, I want to put a manual fire extinguisher because I don't like paying that much gold. And you can see I have no gold. True, I can change currency, but I don't want to. Anyway, all right. As you can see, here we go, packages. As you can see, it comes with an 88 millimeter, which we're all familiar with. Here's the part which is tricky. Okay, 203 penetration with your 88 with a damage of 240. Now, this is the 105. It drops 3 points of penetration, but picks up a lot of damage. I recommend going with a 105, but the 88 does fire faster. You will get more DPM, but and that's a big deal, especially if you're going after marks and everything else. The next package that I get is you get the tracks, you get the new motor and the better radio. Your gun really doesn't change much up until the 128. Now that's the beast of the gun that everybody wants. The 128, you're doing 246 penetration, which is 46 more than your 105. Your damage of 490 goes up. Your rate of fire goes way down. I think you're getting 6 rounds a minute with the 88, and 4.5 rounds a minute with the 105. You're going to be cut down to 3.82 this one, which I still say it's worth it for the get the 128, get the top gun. Because overall it's going to do better. When you're up against Tier 10, sometimes you have a lot of trouble putting out a lot of damage. And when you're right there, you're close to the E100. As you can see, it's 20% off right now. But that's one hell of a grind. And I don't like grinding tanks that I like to play. I actually like to enjoy them. When I'm done with the E-75, I will not keep it. I will sell it. My Tiger 1, I love the tank. Had 2 marks of excellence on it, but in the end, I just had to get rid of it. Equipment so far, nothing. What will I get as equipment? Well, that's easy. Gun rammer, optics, and vents. That is your standard issue. I believe that you should have those. Depending on your playstyle. When you get the rammer, you're not going to go wrong with it. You're going to get more rounds a minute. When you get up to your 128 with this measly almost 4 rounds a minute, you're going to wish you had a gun rammer. As you can see, my crew is not that great, but I got brothers in arm and training. I got recon, and I don't remember what the hell that little thing was, but it does more critical damage or something like that. But it's a very good tank. I will bring you gameplay of it, but I want to bring you gameplay that illustrates its strengths and its weaknesses. So I'm going to grind through a few games, no matter how long it takes, and get you a decent game, because I don't want to put out shit content and shit games with one of the best tanks in the game. I hope you understand. I hope you're patient with me about that. But if you would, please like and subscribe. And I will have that E-75 gameplay coming to you as soon as possible, probably today or tomorrow.